All right, everyone. I am here with another game video. This is the one I made. It's still not 100% complete, maybe about 90%, but this video is also a video for those people following me on fanfiction.net because I haven't been writing fanfiction for a while either because I've been working on card games. So this is a little update for you guys as well, letting you know what I've been doing and why there's no stories coming up for a bit. I'm working on card games and turning my fanfic ideas into card games actually, because like this is actually the first of many card games to take place in a story. There's a plot on the back. Um, this is gonna so there's gonna be a number on the bottom of these, letting you know like what order to play them in if you want to follow a story. But there's gonna be many spin-offs like this one I showed off a while ago. But the reason this is a video and not a live stream is because this game kind of came out of nowhere, much like this video. I came up with this in 2 days, essentially, after I realized that this thing was going to take me a while to figure out. I was like, what's a simple thing I can do? You know, with as little cards as possible. And obviously I was inspired by, I don't actually have it with me. Where did it go? I had it just like not too long ago. Ah, Jesus. Oh, that's right. Just slightly out of reach. But I was inspired by, one of my favorite card games of all time that I've mentioned before, Dragons of Etch and Stone. To make a card game that can be played in your hand, just in your hand, no table or anything. And that leads to the big question, like the game mechanics. Oh, what the fucking cum? The fucking fan fell on my head. But anyways, slight brain damage aside, um, the question is, how do you make a game that takes place all in your hand with no table? How do you lose? How do you win? What are the game mechanics? And I think I've nailed it. I've been kind of tweaking it as I go, but I think I've finally nailed the gameplay for this thing. So first things first. So there's the instructions. I'll have to tweak this card to actually match the new instructions or to clarify. And I might need to put a whole new card in there too. With like the part 2 or whatever. But it's actually written as if Echo was telling you how to play. Which is what I'm trying to do for all these games. They're going to be written by essentially the character that they're about. So that's something fun. There she is though. Almost naked. She is wearing very little, but I assure you she is not naked. Um, and this is going to be changed in the final version to cut back on cost. This card here will increase the deck by $10 if I keep it. So I took it out to lower the price from like 20 to like 25 to 15 or 16 or something crazy like that. But um, so these are your main cards. And then at the back here is Shriek, Echo's mom. This will end up being a double-sided card. One card will have a clear forest path, or like a village area, and the other side will have her on it. So let's pretend we're starting off with the forest side. And I already shuffled these off camera like a few moments ago. And let me stick this card like this. Much like Dragons of Etch and Stone, which again was the inspiration for this idea. And again, you need a card like this at the back to let you know when the game is over. Otherwise, it will keep on going and going until you win, and that's not fair. So, anyways, you draw 5 cards, 3, 4, 5, and these 5 cards are essentially your health system. Whenever you take damage, you will you will go down essentially from 5 cards to 4 cards. So let's look at what we got. Okay. So you got 3 thieves, which is very bad to start off with. You got a fight, and you got a feeding card. Now these cards are how you regain health with either a speed or an attack card. This card is a pain in the ass. Because essentially right now, what this means is I have no way to defend against this asshole. So you lose all these thieves. You put them in front of that D-bag. And you move these all to the back, and now because you took 1 hit of damage, you are now down to 4 health. So draw up to up to 4 cards. Okay, now here we can actually fight back with an attack card. So the thing with the feeding cards is if you use an attack card on a feeding card to gain health, this card goes away permanently into the back, or you can't get it back. But if you use a speed card on it, then you'll be able to put it into the back of the main deck and use it again in round 2. Here we go, fight. The good thing about these guys is you can use attack cards to permanently get rid of them. And boom. Now it's dead. So now you're left with 2 cards. Draw it back up to 4, because that's where we're at health-wise. And good, I have a speed. I'm actually going to use the speed. I can use it to get this guy, or this gal, and get 1 gold. I don't have enough for 2 gold, so we'll use the speed on the feed and go back up to 2. 5 cards. Oh, fight. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. So unfortunately we have to use... But the good thing about this is that this means that there's going to be less fight cards in round 2. Back up to 5. Ooh, my shiny Foresight card. These are useful. So I'll save them because I'm going to take a hit of damage. We're going to go back down to 4 health. But I can use the Foresight to peek at the next 2 cards. Oh, it's another Foresight. And I choose to put them back on top. If I didn't like those 2 cards, I could put them at the back. So draw up to 4 cards. Boom. Okay, I don't want to permanently murder her to get health back, so we're going to look at the next 2 cards. See what those are. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. But it's another feed. So I want to put you back. Draw another card. Speed. I don't want to kill my food supply. Boom. Okay, so I'll spend this. Gain that. Let's go back up to... I could have used that speed earlier. Oh, look, another one. But this time, we're going to do this. We're going to use these 2 to get this. Draw back up to 4. I can use the speed. Take that. Draw back up to 4. I can use this to kill this guy. Draw back up to 4. Okay, now we're in a predicament, or I can... Because I'm at max cards and I have nothing to do. The original idea was to discard all your cards, but because I'm trying to do this all in 2 rounds, and to make it doable, you discard, so the attack cards are good for the fighting guys, but then the speed cards are good for the thieves. But I killed a lot of those guys so far, so I'm gonna risk that. Oh well, Jesus. So draw, so there. So then you would flip this card over to reveal Shriek and then put her back at the back. And now you're at the final phase. Alright, so this time, if you're in this predicament where you have no attacks and you got a fight card and a thief, what happens is you can choose to run from the thief, but that means that you put it like that and like this. So you run from the thief, you run from the enemy, you still lose the thief, but you don't lose any health, which is good, because I'm at 4 right now. Let's see, I'll discard this. Stick it, stay up. That goes at the back. I'm going to keep this in case I run into another guard, or another fight card. But Jesus. Well, it's the last phase, so I'll have to kill you to get health. But I get to go back up to 5, 3, 4, 5. And I can use the attack card to kill this guy. And, or, well, we'll use the foresight to look at these. Oh, good. Another foresight. So we use the foresight to look at the next two, which is a feed and another feed, which won't matter. So we'll just put you at the back. We'll put you at the back. Okay, so we're good. We got a speed. You. There we go. 1, 2. Okay, so we can use those two to get rid of that. 1, 2, 3. Those. Get rid of that. Okay, now we're over. So now the highest score you can get is 15 gold. So let's see how much I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that means I must have missed 4. There should be 4 gold in here somewhere. 2. And 2. So I missed 2 thieves. Not too bad for only 2 rounds. But that is Echo's Night Patrol. I think it turned out really well. And yes, by the way, the art is AI generated. I do plan... I might have my artist friend redo the whole deck and make a second version of it. But I kind of like the look of it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's quality. And I do curate the art. I don't just pick one. I scour the image and make sure it looks good and there's no like 6 fingers or weird bullshit. You have no idea how many times I had to redo something because it just won't work. And there are many things I can talk about with the generator, but essentially I use the studio option, and that means that if there were any irregularities in the picture, like extra finger or fucked up arms, I can't use the repaint tool with it, because for some reason repaint tool and the studio option do not go well together, and it creates a weird haze and a blur, and it really messes it up. So I got to do it right on the first go, and it's not a free thing to use either. So once I sell enough of these early games of mine, and I get enough money from them, hopefully, I can hire other artists, because there are other artists I would like to get working with me, like Atril and Soriano, you know, the big names. But they're gonna cost me a pretty penny. So until I have enough money, I have to stick with this. I do have my artist friend working on a deck for this game. She's putting her OC in, which is going to be interesting. And then when she's done doing her OC deck, she's going to help me finish this one. Then those will be the 2 that are going to be released side by side. But this one might actually come out first. I just got to do a couple tweaks on the on this card to make the deck cheaper and put the force on the other side, and maybe brighten the image up a bit, because it's kind of dark. All you can see is her boobs, which are not actually in real life. I'm looking at it. It's way easier to see in real life than on this camera. So, I mean, it's got UV coating on it that might make it harder to see on a. And as you can see, I got the transparent thing working. Whereas, if you recall, in my earlier attempt, when I got this buggered. So, I learned my mistake from this one, which is good. So, anyways, that was Echo's Night Patrol. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments. I do believe I knocked the price down to like 25. It's between 20 and $30 right now. I forget. Again, I tweaked it a bit. So let me know and down in the comments. Would you spend $25 on this thing? Are you interested? I have more coming, by the way. I actually have a couple sequels already designed for this one that I'm one is done possibly, and one I'm currently working on. So it's fun working on these. But anyways, let me know what you thought of this down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.